Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. 18-year-old Tajay Hill of Granville St. James missing. 18-year-old Tajay Hill of Granville in St. James has been reported missing since Saturday, March 27. He is of dark complexion, slim build, and is about 5 feet 5 inches tall. Reports from the Granville police are that Tajay was last seen at home on March 27. His mode of dress at the time he went missing is unknown. He has not been heard from since. Anyone knowing the whereabouts of Tajay Hill is being asked to contact the Granville Police at 876-952-3337, Police 119 emergency number, or the nearest police station. KD Knight, more women will be victims. Former Minister of National Security KD Knight has asserted that more women will die in Jamaica if there isn't widespread behavioral change soon, especially among young men. He said at present there is a population belief that has been passed down through generations where men have been socialized to view women as weak or as their property. Yes, he responded when asked the question if he foresees more women being killed mercilessly across the island because of poor socialization among men. You can say more women will be victims to soften it a little, because that kind of backward thinking is almost passed down, so that there are youngsters who are growing up now who are not going to be infected by that perverse reason. So, we need massive community intervention. It is not simply a matter of incarceration, because that's after the fact. That is after a woman is dead. The aim is to save lives, not administer punishment. We need attitudinal changes and island-wide programs of resocialization, Knight stated. The pervasive violence against women that exists in the society comes from the propensity to move against anyone that is weak or preserved to be weak. A murder-suicide in St. Thomas on Good Friday was the most recent of the vicious attacks against women. The police reported that Roger Johnson stabbed his ex-girlfriend, 47-year-old Lorraine Hutchinson, to death about 9:30 a.m. He committed suicide. Natalie Dawkins, a teacher of Four Parts Primary and Junior High School, has been missing since Tuesday, March 30th. Her motor vehicle was found 4 days later in Bellas Gate, St. Catherine, and one of the men believed to be involved in her disappearance was shot dead after he and another man engaged the police in a shootout. A decomposing body found on Thursday is believed to be that of Dawkins. Canis Jackson, 20, an accounting clerk who police theorize was killed between 7 and 9 a.m. of March 24, 2021, was allegedly strangled by 50-year-old Robert Fowler with a piece of rope. According to the police, he then hid her body inside his house in Portmore, St. Catherine, went to work, then returned home and later disposed of it. On Sunday, January 31st, Andrea Lowe Garwood, a 51-year-old bank manager of Brook Manor in Falmouth, Trelawney, was shot and killed inside a church on Market Street in the parish. Women being aware of these brutal killings, Knight added, forces them to not only live in fear. They have to be very careful how they themselves react, because they can intensify the kind of violent deposition of men. So, they are being put under tremendous pressure of fear on one hand, and then they have to be so measured in their response. They are under tremendous mental pressure, he lamented. Knight, who was a Minister of National Security and Justice for 12 years, also said that now would be an ideal time for women in Parliament for both political parties to unite and advocate for a common goal, which is to end violence against women. However, he pointed to petty political partisanship that prevents such a thing. The way politics work, it is not really a situation where what we get is a unity of purpose around an issue that affects the whole society. What we have is really political one-upmanship. The unity of purpose is not there. It gets to the ridiculous position that if Part A is successful in dealing with a problem, then that enhances their chances of success in the next election, he reasoned. So the thinking is that don't support, and then if Party B in opposition gives a commendable view as to how a problem can be dealt with and contained, if those with power accept, then somehow they think it affects their capability and their chances at the pole. We're in a vicious kind of cycle which prevents a unity of purpose. Further, knights appeal to women to extricate themselves from relationships that are not healthy where possible. As soon as they see tendencies of violence, they are to seek help from whichever quarter is available to them. Once they apprehend danger, then they must immediately seek help. It can't simply be about catching the perpetrator because by then the horse has gone through the gate. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.